That's what I'm saying.
All the debate about geoengineering and chemtrails and weather modification and directed energy weapons starting fires and droughts, global warming and climate change, I figured we should take one more look at this weather as a force multiplier owning the weather in 2025, a report research paper presented by 7 colonels, lieutenant colonels, a couple of majors, way back in August of 1996. Here's just a quick look at how they plan on using these technologies to either degrade or enhance the battlefield and the battle situation by using precipitation, by storm enhancement, precipitation denial, causing droughts, famine, bad morale. They're also going to interrupt space weather. That way they could destroy other satellites, other country or enemy's assets. Also use that same space weather to, intercept transmissions, improve their communications. Then they're going to use their fake weather, fake clouds, maintain airfield operations, keep a nice cover going, and do the opposite and deny fake clouds or blow away real clouds. That way the enemy doesn't get to conceal themselves. And they hope to use the technology to be able to detect hostile weather activities and defend against enemy capabilities. Because don't forget, we are not the only people on this planet that have these capabilities, have been working on these capabilities and perfecting these capabilities. China has their first biggest 5G network going, and America has some going too, but that's those capabilities coming into play. For anyone out there that thinks this is conspiracy theory or not real, just stick with it for a couple of minutes. Actually take a look at the technologies they have made and the map they have planned out to make them and enhance them and get them into the public sector. You can see in this chart here, application to weather modification starts with now. Don't forget that was back in 1995. We're about here-ish, 2020. But that's when it all started. So now let's take a look at these technologies and how the governments and or private sector has made them, perfected them, and how they are being used today. So if this is all fake or conspiracy theory, then how come these technologies are actually being used and are actually in place? Starting out with the first one, ADV, Aerospace Delivery Vehicles. You can see it here. They had it back in 95, obviously they've had it since the 50s, 60s. But that stayed pretty steady until about 2010, became more important, and from there on it's going to stay pretty even. They really don't need any more vehicles. Obviously they have a ton of space vehicles. These aerial delivery vehicles have been around a long time. Every country has them. Just about every billionaire has them. They've come a long way. They keep going further with SpaceX, everything else, but they are readily available. There is a lot of them out there to choose from. AIM or AIM, or Artificial Ionospheric Mirrors. As you can see, this has that next to it, meaning the technology was developed by the DoD, Department of Defense. Had it way back in 95. Everybody knows about that. Became of more importance, obviously, here in about 2015, and it's going to be very important to them in 2025 to keep their entire weather thing together and going. And in the same report, you could see here, they were already talking about and giving the exact instructions for these mirrors and how to put them into the ionosphere. Also the same report showing this one on how to use mirrors at different megahertz and having the receivers in the ground base and how it all works. And they also worried about the over-the-horizon surveillance concept using their mirrors. You could come over to the US Patent Office website and see that they have made and patented these. Ionospheric mirror composed of plasma layer. Here's all the patent numbers and everything else. Of course, these mirrors are linked to and transmitting and getting signal and sending signal back and heating up and cooling down. With the HARP system is how they heat up and cool down the ionosphere and open up holes. And it's a very big weather creating system. There's a whole bunch more than just this one here in Alaska.
This facility was built by the Air Force about 20 years ago to study the ionosphere, to do active experiments in the ionosphere. It's important for a lot of things like satellite communication. Any kind of radio signals that pass through the ionosphere are affected by the ionosphere. Taking the ionosphere at 100 kilometers up and turning it into a laboratory. Bubbles, we can heat small sections, we can create waves, we can excite plasma resonances and do a lot of experiments.
Chemicals. Right here, chemtrails. Nobody really started to notice them until about, 2010? They became a problem 2014, 2015-ish. Everybody was talking about them. They got dispersed as contrails, chemtrails, stratospheric injections. It looks like that's going to stay pretty level. Looks like they figured out exactly what they need to do with those. Doesn't look like it's going to get any heavier than they're already spraying. Some proof about these chemtrail contrails look no further than State of Rhode Island General Assembly, where they're actually worried about being able to tax all the geoengineering going on from ground base and atmosphere based deployments, aircraft geoengineering activity, right there, and legal documents. This NASA report from 1980 also clearly states stratospheric aerosol modification by supersonic transport operations with climate implications. January 1980 from NASA. The NASA report is NASA RP-1058 about stratospheric aerosol modification. Like I said, back in January 1980. Seems most of it was being done, or at least the data was being collected at Ames Research, NASA, in California. But their test shows exactly why they're doing it. It is shown that a fleet of several hundred supersonic aircraft operating daily at 20 kilometers could produce about 20% increase the concentration of large particles in the stratosphere, and aerosol increasing the magnitude would reduce the global surface temperature. So they could actually heat up and cool down the surface temperature, just like everyone says they're doing with these chemtrails. One quick Google search and you could easily see mainstream media talking about it all over the place, but one quick article: spray sun-blocking chemicals into the atmosphere to cut global temperature rise in half, scientists say. I'll leave the link, come over, check it out yourself. From what I've read and researched, most of the mainstream media come to the same conclusion, that they are spraying sulfur oxide into the stratosphere to block or heat up or cool down whatever they want to do in the stratosphere. Sulfur dioxide is a gas. It's invisible, has a nasty sharp smell, also has a lot of human health side effects, including respiratory symptoms like asthma and stuff like that, while other media and independent media seem to say, in some accounts, the chemicals are described as barium, aluminum salts, polymer fibers, thorium, silicon carbide, and I found a few others also. But very, very dangerous chemicals. These chemtrails, contrails, whatever you want to call them, being sprayed out of airplanes. I've seen them sprayed out of ships. I've seen them sprayed out of helicopters. I've seen them sprayed out of weird stacks on weird buildings in the middle of nowhere. When you do your research, these chemtrails or stratospheric aerosol injections, whatever you call them, they're very mainstream. They're going on worldwide. There's tons of chemicals in them. I don't know if they're really trying to block the sun, if they're trying to darken the sky, if they're trying to hide something in the sky, or if they're really trying to protect us and save the planet. Who knows? It sort of goes back, if you know anything about the Anunnaki stories about them spraying gold in their atmosphere. It's weird that we're here now spraying our atmosphere, doing the same thing thousands of years later, supposedly. And next on the list, CBD, and not cannibal-based oils, but carbon black dust. As you can see, that's also a Department of Defense. Around 2005, they took it over, became straight uphill. They've really been working on that. But it looks like around 2015, they hope or do have it all mapped out, ready to go. It's going to be pretty even. It appears that they are putting this carbon black dust, which is a carcinogenic and very bad for your health, into these chemtrails. The particulates probably make it heavier or absorb some of the moisture or something along those lines. Either way, they shouldn't be spraying it because exposure does have its risks. Inhalation can cause irritation to the nose, throat, lungs, of course. You know, you get uncontrollable phlegm, tiredness, chest pain, headache. Some cases, surface area, they get skin and eye irritants depending on how allergic they are. It's also known to be a carcinogenic, so very, very bad stuff that they're spraying all over the atmosphere. And communications. Obviously, we've had that forever, since way before 1995. They don't even really have to work on it till the very end, when they make sure that there's no viruses, it's not hackable, to run totally self-sufficient on AI. Every country has satellites and nano-satellites communicating with each other, communicating to the ground, communicating everywhere. As you can see, there is hundreds, if not thousands, of these satellites or space debris everywhere. Nano-satellites everywhere, space vehicles, rocket parts, junk. There is a lot of it out there. So communications, yeah, I would say they have that down. The communications is so good, in fact, that they could actually use it to bring down a missile if they want. Missiles coming up, signal goes from the ground to the satellite, other satellite to the nano satellite, which then makes a decoy cloud of quantum dots, and that's what the target then attacks. So they are making quantum dots, holograms, everywhere in the sky. You know, Project Blue Screen, this is the map. The next one, comp mod, computer modeling. You could see they've always had that since probably computers came out. It's been pretty even. They have computer modeling down. Won't be that important until 2025-ish, when all the technologies are trying to merge together. Computer modeling of all networks for weather is huge. You could come over anytime. That's where they get their radar, their satellites, their Doppler, their precipitation, their temperatures. That's all computer modeling. And another Department of Defense, DE, directed energy, obviously weapon. See, they've had that. I've seen reports and read stories. They've had that since the 1800s, folks. As you can see, it wasn't that busy, and then the last few years, with all these wildfires raging, everyone's saying that it's dues. Who knows if it is risen? But it's going to be on a steady incline with them testing and practicing with these dues until 2025. As for anyone who doesn't believe there is dues or directive energy weapons, just take a quick look at just one producer of them, Lockheed Martin. They have plenty. They have them from cars, from trucks, from boats, from planes, from satellites. They have every type of due you could think of. These are the weapons that some feel are responsible for the wildfires going on. And some people have picture proof of it, but it doesn't mean that it's 100% America or us using the technology. It could be an enemy. And then here they'll show you that they have the capabilities to shoot just about everything, including rockets in space with their directed energy lasers. As you could see, I don't want to play too much of their video, but they have these weapons attached to everything, to take down missiles, to take down satellites, to take down planes, do whatever they want to do with these directed energy weapons. GWN, Global Weather Network. Obviously, we all know that we have that, and we've always had that. I mean, what's the first thing you do in the morning is you go on and turn on the news, check your app even. You can see it's been pretty even. It's not going to really be that important until the end. I keep saying 2025, but that could have been a week ago, that could be 3 years from now. Whenever all these technologies all combine into one technology, probably run by AI. The Global Weather Network, with all of its readings and everything else, is how cool interactive maps like this and weather maps are all available. SC, Smart Clouds Nanotechnology. As you can see, they've had smart clouds for a very long time. Really started kicking in about 4 or 5 years ago, and obviously it's gonna match up with the 2025 agenda. This is just a quick list of those smart clouds. I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come out. And forgive me if I don't pronounce these correctly, but Volatus, Asperitas, Fluctus, Cavum, Morus, Cada, Flumen, Flamagenus, Homogenitus, Homomutatus, Cataractagenitus, and the 12th new one, Silvagenitus. I mean, they have all these new clouds, and if you really look, they are crazy looking. These are clouds produced by that HARP machine and other technologies readily available by the US and other worldwide governments, including corporations. Next one, sensors. They've had them forever, obviously, and they've just been leveled out until the end of importance when everything gotta tie in with AI. As for sensors, you can see there is thousands, if not millions of them worldwide. They are everywhere. There is tons and tons of sensors. VRWX, virtual weather. As you can see, they haven't had that until about now, 2020, and it's gonna skyrocket for the 2025 mix and match of AI technology. One form of this virtual weather is virtual weather stations, and how they propose to do that is, you get an app, or you tell people at schools, little school children, oh, report your barometers, report your temperatures. Then you get other places to report radar and Doppler and such, and they use that all in one thing combined to test out whether or not when they put up fake clouds or put out fake storms if it's giving false readings, or if you could see it on the radar or not see it on the radar. There's plenty of video on YouTube everywhere. I don't really want to get into it with fake radar readings where fake storms are showing up, or where there's nothing on radar even though it's pouring outside, that type of stuff. That's all virtual weather. WFSE, Weather Force Support Element. As you can see, that came about in 2015, and it's obviously going to be on the same path as everything else to meet up. But what I believe that is a mix of everything combined. It's a combination of worldwide satellites, worldwide sensors, local sensors, plane sensors, everything and anything that can help them. HARP machines, satellite arrays, anything they have that can help them change or predict weather. That's all the weather support element. One last little chart I want to look at. This is importance, high, low, what's going on and how they rate it for 2025. Don't forget we're about here, 2020. And it looks for PM precipitation modification that 2020 is when it's really going to start happening and skyrocketing. So be prepared for a lot of floods, a lot of storms, like we've had the last couple of years. Major flooding everywhere, farmland lost, major floods in every city, major floods in every country going on, typhoons, hurricanes. Then the next one, SM, storm modification. See, they've had it for a while. Obviously, started sloping upward around here when they steered Katrina, but they really want to use it at the end. They're not that worried about it right now because they already mastered it and know how to do it. They've known how to do that since Vietnam War, if not before that. Base weather modification. As you can see, that became very popular. What looks about 2010-ish and is going to stay on a popular trend because that's how they interrupt each other's satellites and reports and communications and such. FNCM, fog and cloud modification. You can see they used to use it and it's been going down. And actually, I can't remember the last time it was very foggy. So that one I guess is on a downhill slope. DW, counter weather. As you can see, it's always been of importance, which leads me to believe one thing, that corporations are working against each other, and obviously enemies and other nations are working against each other, but I think that makes me believe that they know for a fact other countries and corporations are building these technologies and are using them and testing them and causing fake storms all over, and we've been causing fake storms and fighting back and forth. AW, artificial weather. As you can see, about 2010 it really started to get busy, but I believe that goes with the counter weather. We make a fake storm, our enemy counters it. Our enemy makes a fake storm, we counter it. And so on and so forth. It just keeps going and going, a never-ending cycle. So I hope you go out there, do some research, look into this stuff yourself. There's definitely 100% geoengineering and weather modification going on. To what extent, that's up to you to decide. I can't make that decision for you, but I think it's a lot more than what we know, what they want us to know, and what's leaked and what isn't leaked. I think it's going on a full-time, everyday, all-day basis. So don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know what you think is going on. Like the video so YouTube shares it around. And share it with your friends, because this channel does not use or advertise on any of the social media. So subscribe to the channel, click that bell, and stay tuned to all of our new videos.